How's it going, gamers? Welcome back to yet another episode of Food Review. I don't need the headphones for this. I don't know why I always put the headphones on. I'm eating. That's literally it. Well, I guess this time I'm not eating. It is chilly. Down my sleeves. Anyways, welcome back to yet another episode of Food Review. Today, I'm going to be reviewing one energy drink. This right here, I have with me. I should preface this by saying, as many of you should know, I have wicked caffeine addiction. I drink at least an energy drink a day, 300 milligrams minimum of caffeine a day, though oftentimes I can find myself consuming like 600 to 900. It's not healthy. Don't do what I do. But today I have with me a new one, I believe. My friend Casey showed it to me a while ago. I was gonna do a review of it, but I never got the chance to until now. Monster Energy Ultra Gold. Glad I have my camera facing the right way. I had to check to see if you could even read it. You're not going to hear the hiss because I accidentally almost opened it earlier, absent-mindedly, which means it might be a little bit flat. Who knows? It was like an hour or so ago. So, you still hear that crack, though. That's the good shit. Now, I really like Rockstars. I've loved Monster for a long time. When I was younger, I always walk to our local gas station. A couple of my friends. And we'd walk around walk around in the heat after getting ourselves some rock stars. Or not rock stars, plain Monsters. Just regular ass Monster. I love Monster. I think it's good. It's a nostalgic flavor. Reminds me of the days where I used to LARP Dragon Ball Z. But I've never tried this because it's a newer thing, I believe. Oh, hold on. It's Monster, so I have to read the really cool text on the side. The part that makes it super edgy. It's hard to read things. I have to turn on the light. According to ancient Greek legend, the nectar of ambrosia gave immortality to all who drank it. Unfortunately, this fruit of the gods is just a myth, but we are inspired to create Ultra Gold as close as we can get for mere mortals. Really now? With the zero sugar, easy drinking Ultra Gold has the heavenly fresh flavor of biting into a perfectly ripened golden pineapple. Ooh, so it's pineapple flavor. Okay. Ambrosia is pineapple. I don't think they had pineapple in ancient Greece. 3,000 years ago. In Europe, they had pineapples, totally. Anyways. Well, we can't promise immortality. Well, see, you've already fucking lost me. If this isn't the serum of eternal youth, maybe I have to drink it every day. Maybe that's why they don't guarantee it. That's why they don't promise it, because if you don't drink it every day, you just need to get this pumped into my veins through an IV. We can't promise immortality. While we can't promise immortality, our Monster Energy blend will help you stay focused and alert and ready for whatever life throws at you. Go for the gold. Unleash the Ultra Beast. I didn't know this was it says Unleash the Ultra Beast. I did not know that this was a partnership with Pokemon. Yeah, but yeah, no, I'm pretty sure like if you inject this in your veins every day, you will get immortality. I think they're just trying to save themselves because you can't just drink it once and become immortal. You gotta drink it every day. The gods don't just drink the ambrosia nectar once. No, they drink it with every meal. with wine, so this would pair well with wine. Do not listen to me. My words are not legally binding. They are not health advice. I cannot uphold the claim that this will give you immortality, but it will. Even though I'm right, I can't legally say that I'm right, you know? Anyways, let's get into this. This is pineapple flavor, which should be nice. Okay. So I was expecting it to be a little bit more acidic than it turned out to be. That's really smooth. I definitely taste pineapple. I definitely taste pineapple in there. That's very smooth. Monster has a tendency to be very acidic. But this? That tastes like juice. Ooh, it's very sweet. It tastes like, but it does taste like pineapple. It's like naturally sweet. It's not like overly sweet. It tastes like pineapple juice, which is really weird. Huh. That, you know what? I like that. I really like that. Monster Ultra Gold, Ambrosia of the Gods, right here. This shit make you immortal. Remember Percy Jackson? When Annabeth was healing his wounds after he got attacked by the Minotaur in the first book. That's not too much of a spoiler, because again, it's the first book and it's actually towards the beginning, so that's not a spoiler if you haven't read the book. I guess that's a spoiler that it's Annabeth. But fuck it, if you haven't read Percy Jackson yet, too late. You've already been spoiled. The entire series ruined. I told you something that happens in the first third of the first book. About But yeah. Yeah, this is what Percy was drinking when he was in the clinic at Camp Half-Blood. This right here. And those graham crackers. I know they described it as being thick and honey-like, but it was this. It was this right here. Percy Jackson fans, drink up. Okay. One thing I did enjoy about the Percy Jackson movie. Two things. A, I thought Grover was good as I liked Grover as a black teen. Well, I guess he wasn't a teen, but still. I think Grover was great as an African American boy. Because he was still young. Percy was in was he in middle school in the first book? Or was he in high school? I can't remember. Because Percy was 14 in the first book. Yeah. Yeah. And Grover was 24 or something like that. But he looked like he was 16. So he was about a teen. The other thing I really liked. I'm going to get that out of the way because I really like that rendition of Grover. When I read the book, I did not imagine him to be some fucking hippy-dippy, shaggy-looking motherfucker. I get maybe that might be what Rick Riordan was going for initially, but movie version just seems more like what I imagined when they were describing the character, like his curly, tight curly hair and all his dark, tight, curly hair. Because they never really described his skin color, they just described his hair, his goatee, and the way he walked, which was foreshadowing of his goat legs, but the little description that they gave of him is just I guess he could be a white dude with curly hair. That makes sense. Black Grover makes more sense. Also, the character looks better. It wouldn't make sense for a hippie like that. Not more nowadays. If it were written nowadays, maybe it would make more sense to have hippie Grover. But like 2008, I think 2000 was it 2008? When was Percy Jackson written? Why am I talking about Percy? It's because it's the Ambrosia of the Gods. Well, let me pull up Google. The Lightning Thief. Not the fucking movie. The Lightning Thief book. Thank you. 2005. In 2005, it wouldn't have made much sense for a hippie-looking guy like that to be walking around. That wasn't really a style. That wasn't really a popular style at that point. You know, when Rick Riordan was a kid, probably he's a bit of an older gentleman. Really good author though. Very cool dude in general. I love him. But I digress. After my big thing talking about Grover, another change that they made, which actually I don't even think that's a change. That's just an interpretation. This, however, was a change. So in the book, Riptide turns into a golden disposable pen. So like you know one of those thick, straight ballpoint pens with like one of the Bic ones that have like the just like cylindrical little clicky thing. You know, like the cheapo ones. I could never get around that. I always imagined it being, oh, this is silver, but in the movie, they turn it into a pen like this, which makes so much more sense for it to be like, I mean, I get maybe it's supposed to be inconspicuous. There's no disposable pen that is like metallic and gold. That looks dumb. If you're going to get a pen that's nice and fancy and it's metallic and gold, it would look like this. This just looks better, in my opinion. And, you know, perhaps maybe it's for comedic effect. That it's it's for comedic effect. It's a disposable pen, I guess. Not even maybe. I guess now that I look at it, it's for comedic effect that it's a disposable pen. But this makes much more sense. This one still twists. I imagined it more as a pen with a cap that, like, again, looked like that. I actually had a pen like this that was gold, and I would pretend it was Riptide. It was in like fucking 4th, 5th grade when I read that book. Like, but yeah, I digress. Now that I've done, I love that that was the thing I was saving to talk about, and then I talked about Grover a lot longer. He's a really good character. I love him. He's like my favorite character in Percy Jackson is Grover. Oh, I love all those characters though. Well, I don't really like, well, not Jason. I'm not really a big fan of the second series. It's okay. I read up to Son of Neptune and I was like, I don't know, this is kind of stupid. I mean, it's cool that you had it mirror the fact that, like, oh, the fact that the Roman Greek camps were, like, at odds with each other or whatever, and there was different interpretations of them, and that's why, and all that. I guess. It makes sense when you put gods in perspectives of how mortals view them, maybe the fact that they even talked about gods fading and dying. Or not dying, but fading once people stop remembering them, and we see that happen with Pan. Did that happen to Pan? Shit, I can't remember. But, like, you know, it makes sense. But, I don't know, the level of animosity between them seems a little bit, it just seemed forced. Like, oh, we hate you because you're Greek. And it's like, no, we're not Greek. We're all just American kids role playing. Like, it doesn't make sense that they hated them so much. It really doesn't. The fact that they were afraid of Percy because he was the son of Poseidon, aka, or in their eyes, Neptune, because Neptune to them was like a wrathful god. That made sense. It was like, oh yeah, like, oh, stay away from Percy. He's his dad's the god of earthquakes and doesn't really give a shit about us because Romans didn't really do much with their navy, or anything naval really. Well, they did do some. Don't get that wrong. They did have a pretty good navy. It just wasn't their main focus. Which I think is something that Rick Riordan was like a stereotype of the ancient Romans that the Rick Riordan kind of like got through, kind of put more into the limelight, is like, hey, they didn't have that much of a navy. Yeah, they did. It just wasn't nearly as good as their army. But I don't remember what caused the Camp Half-Blood kids to fire down on the Roman Half-Bloods. I don't remember. I do remember it was like mind control or something. Or it was mind control or just somebody magically controlling the ballista and making them rain down. Which makes sense. Which no, actually, I don't know if that really makes sense. I feel like if that were like the impetus of the Roman kids not liking the Greeks, that would have been great. Because historically, the Greeks did attack the Romans first, and then the Romans, back when it was the Roman kingdom, attacked them, conquered them, and it was like, all right, I mean, hey, this is great. We got a bunch of stuff. And that's when they started becoming, more like, oh, we'll conquer more lands and all that stuff. They got a taste for it after conquering Greece, after Greece attacked them first. Before that, the Romans were kind of isolationists. Which, I mean, is kind of mirrored by the events of the second series. Like, oh, now that the Greek half-bloods have attacked, now it's for sure that the Roman half-bloods are going to start coming out into the limelight and being less isolationist like they had before. That makes sense. I don't know why they disliked them beforehand, before that attack, because there was like animosity before that. I feel like if that, I mean, that was like supposedly like for like the Roman kids was like the straw that broke the camel's back or whatever, which I guess makes sense. But they have no reason to hate the Greeks. They have no reason to hate the Greek half-bloods. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. Like, I don't know. Especially with how infatuated Rome was with Greece. They didn't look down on Greece. They looked up to Greece, like, culturally, and their pantheon and all that stuff. There's a reason they adopted it. It's because they really fucked with the vibes, dude. If anything, the Roman kids should have really liked the Greeks, and then is like, maybe not trusted them. Was it more of a mistrust? It seemed like they just straight up hated them at first. I don't know. It's weird. Because most of, like, what we dictate as Roman, like, was, like, perverted or stolen from Greek. Like, I don't know. Like, ancient Rome, like, a lot of the iconography we attribute to it now, especially, like, imperial stuff, is very heavily based off of Greek, but off of Greek, ancient classical Greek stuff. In the Republic and the Kingdom, actually not so much so, and the late Empire, not so much so. Like, early mid-Empire was like, yeah, we're really going to hammer down on these Greek roots that we have, to instill more pride in their soldiers and all that stuff, and to make them seem more refined and better than everybody else. Because the Greeks were, like, regarded as very civilized back then, even though, I mean, the definition of civilized is kind of subjective, but to the Romans, they looked at the Greeks as civilized, and they were very based off of the Greeks. They based a lot of their culture off the Greeks. Therefore, they were civilized, and all the others weren't. They were barbarians. Which is funny because the Greeks also called the Romans barbarians. It's funny. It's funny how, like, things loop. But anyways, that being said, I was talking about this. So Monster Ultra Gold. Oh! It's in my eye. Pretty good. Very smooth. Tastes like pineapple, which I really like. Nectar of the Gods will make you immortal, except legally it won't. Legally, this will not make you immortal, but reality, it will. So, yeah. I think I'm gonna have to end this episode because my dad started vacuuming. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I don't know why I rambled about Percy Jackson for a little bit. But hey, I love Percy Jackson, and it's good to talk about media. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe if you want, share this video with someone you know, and I will see you guys in the next episode of Food Review. Peace.